Welcome back, my friends, to the Psychic Next Door. I can't thank you all enough for your love, support, and kindness during this time. There are times throughout our lives where major events occur and they make us take a step back before we can take another one forward. After some time of reflection and healing, I am back now stronger than ever to dive into your readings for 2025. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. And those of you that have been with us throughout the duration, we are so grateful for you. My name is Rayla, and I am a psychic medium. All of the readings you will see on my channel and otherwise are spirit-led. I simply use the tarot as a tool for additional insights and clarity. All right, let's dive into our first reading for 2025. I want to start off by looking at the entire year ahead for each sign. All right? As always, my goal today is to provide you clarity and peace through these spirit-driven messages. Remember, these readings aren't one-to-one, so if it doesn't resonate, just leave it behind. All right, Aries, let's dive into your reading for 2025. Looks like the beginning of your year, my beautiful Aries friends, is starting off with a bang. Now, keep in mind, I'm drawing cards, one for each month. However, I will read the energies as they come through. Oftentimes, Spirit will share pockets of time, whether it be the first 6 months or so on, for a potential time for these things to occur. But timing is fluid, and it can resonate with everyone differently. So, for example, when I'm reading the first part of the year could be the end of your year, and so on, okay? Spirit has also asked me to use the bottom of the card for some of the readings, and you are included, Aries. So your overall energy for 2025 is the Death card. So I know some folks see the Death card and think, absolute panic. But in fact, it's actually one of my favorite cards. If you have a situation, and that's kind of the visions that they're kind of flashing before me, of things that you need to let go, that no longer serve you, things that are not good for you, this tells me that you're going to do that in 2025, okay? So I absolutely love this card because it's the turning of a new page. Now, yes, it can mean the death of a loved one, okay? That is possible. But this is more for the collective. It's sharing with me that this is more in the realm of letting go of something that no longer serves you, right? Whether it's an internal demon that you're facing that you're going to be working on, an addiction of some sort. It could be a relationship that you're letting go of, that you've had enough, and you're doing what's right for you. For some people, I see you're doing what's right for you and the children. I see some grandchildren situations happening here. So a lot of people are making bold and positive moves for themselves and others in 2025. And that is the overall message we are getting for you. So I love that for you. All right, so what we have here to begin our year, Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands. The first major energy is you're going into 2025 at some point, okay, guns blazing. You are determined, and they're flashing this card again to me, so they're kind of hand in hand. You're going into 2025 wanting to make changes. You want to make things better for yourself. You want to make things better for those around you, for those of you that are responsible for those, for other people as well. You went into 2025 already with a really good mindset, okay? Which is probably why, again, this card is the overall energy. You are moving forward with getting rid of something that no longer serves you. The Ace of Wands shows opportunity, okay? And it's often opportunity out of nowhere, right? Because you're taking action somewhere in your life. And I'll give you some of the samples of the visions that I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone, I see someone at a workplace just deciding not to take it anymore, okay? And some of you are going to be speaking up to a higher up, letting them know your concerns, your frustrations. Some of you are extremely burnt out. And you're giving this employer the opportunity to make changes, okay, before you take off, okay, before you take the step of leaving where you're at. Same thing, relationship, okay? Other visions now kind of flipping to relationships. You're having a sit down. You're being very frank and honest with someone in your life. And you're saying, hey, things haven't been working, okay? And you're having a real adult emotional conversation. Like you're really taking the bull by the horns, because that's what I'm seeing. That's another vision I'm seeing. Somebody taking the bulls by the horns, right? All right? So you're really taking action. My beautiful Aries friends. Very impressive, and it's difficult to do sometimes, you know. This is somewhat out of your comfort zone, but I think, in essence, you just had something that kind of clicked in your head, and you're saying no more, right? Through these conversations, through these issues, for some of you, you'll find that another opportunity will present itself. Perhaps your employer will say, hey, I think you're well suited for this position. You know, maybe you'd like doing XYZ better than ABC. Have you thought about that? So it's kind of going to open some light in your life, which is pretty incredible, because for many of you it does happen the first 4 to 6 months of the year, because you're not taking no for an answer. You're going out there and you're going to make it happen, and this is extremely powerful energy, right? And just glancing at these cards for you. The Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. So there's some contemplation going on, all right? And I'll show you what they're giving me. It's kind of like they're taking these two cards and they're putting them side by side to this. And what that means is you're reflecting on all the hard work that you've given this career, this job, this relationship, this friendship. Okay, you've put a lot into it, all right? You've put a lot of you, time and effort, and years for many. And you're reflecting on it, right? And you're looking at, you know, it's funny, this is kind of like looking at the fruits of your labor, but it's almost like you're having a methodical approach as well. You're dissecting here the good and the bad, right? You're weighing your options. You're weighing things out, right? This card, Nine of Wands, it represents a certain feeling or thought, but it's not what they're giving me. This is more, you've been kind of questioning yourself, right? Again, in alignment with this situation, relationship, and career, you're questioning yourself. You put a lot of time and effort into it. You're tired, you're frustrated, and you've just kind of reached a point. And you're wondering to yourself, do you want to make a move? Do you want to make a change? And for some of you, I mean, you've had it, okay? That's the flip side of what I'm receiving as well from Spirit. For some of you, you've already had the talks. You've already tried additional tactics. Maybe some of you have already gone to therapy. Maybe some of you have already talked to your boss or talked to human resources, and nothing has happened. Nothing is getting better, right? You're determined. You are bound and determined with this card, the Lovers, to have more meaningful relationships and situations that benefit you moving forward, okay? So while this is murky waters, right, that you're looking at, you're trying to change things, you're bound and determined to make those changes here. And it looks as though at the 6-month mark for some of you, okay, that's when you will flip the switch. Okay? And the Six of Pentacles, I'm going to tell you, shows, okay, the Six of Pentacles depicts this situation. So for an example, for some of you, it's a career, it's a job, it's a relationship. As you start to boss up and make these changes, it's almost like somebody's going to want to talk you out of it, right? They're going to be like, oh, we've been through so much, you know, blah, 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 just kind of giving you a little bit of a guilt trip, you know, saying they'll change, you know, things will get better, giving you that momentum. Perhaps a boss, or, you know, they'll try to make things better or say they're going to make things better, but they never do. It's kind of, this card represents like all talk and no action, okay? And you may go through this for a little while, okay? Because you're thinking to yourself, am I making the right choice? Okay, even though you were guns blazing there, you're still weighing your options, all right? But you come to the point where you make a decision. You make a decision. And while you've built a career, you've built a life with this person, you have, for some of you, it's showing me like a familial relationship that you're letting go, that just doesn't serve you. It's just no good for you, right? And you're walking away. You're walking away from this thing that's dragged you down, okay, this burden, why you've been unhappy for so long. You're making the choice to walk away, even though you'll see some teetering back and forth here, right, in the middle months. But you're finally making the choice to walk away and do what's best for you, right? Once you've hit this, you're going to take some time for you, okay? Some time of reflection, okay? For some of you, you have, it might be a little tricky for some of you, okay, is what they're sharing with me. If this is relationship related, it's time for you to take time for yourself, okay? Let's not jump into another situation right away. And it's not like you're going to want to, okay? I don't want to put that out there, but, you know, that's always in the back of your head, of course, like, oh, should I start dating again? Like, when should I? Let that go for a bit. You haven't focused on yourself in quite some time, okay? Let that go and be you. Start to do things that make you happy, whether it's going to yoga, whether it's going fishing, right? Start finding out more about you, because you kind of let that go, right, with this relationship. You were giving more than receiving. So it's time to kind of recenter yourself if this is relationship related. 2, if this is career related, same situation. You've chosen to walk away. So perhaps that opportunity, right, has shown itself, and you took it, the bull by the horns. You're taking that opportunity. You've applied for some positions, right? Try to note the red flags before you get in too deep, okay? For some of you, you might shift 2 and 3 more times as far as perhaps a job or a sector that you're working in, but in the more methodical approach that you're taking, okay, you're making better decisions for yourself. So if you come across this opportunity and you stayed at this employer way too long, right? You just gave it way too long. At this point, as you're reflecting, it's kind of like you're evolving. Again, with the Death card. You're not who you were. You're not who you were before, okay? Feeling like you have to give it extra time, maybe too much time. You're learning from those moments that you've had. And if opportunity 1 that came through is not quite your fit, start looking for opportunity number 2, right? You're putting yourself first again, my friends, okay? And that's what you really need. You need to be putting yourself in the forefront. In doing this, as you can see, your year end is pretty spectacular, all right? A card of victory, of rejoicing, of people cheering you on. Perhaps you have family and friends that are so happy for you that you've left that relationship, that you've put yourself first, that you were gutsy enough to get yourself out of it, even though it's not like you can just pick up and go. It's very, emotionally tying and all that, and financially for some, but you did it. You did it and you got through it, right? And there's just this overall positive, victorious energy that aligns with you, right? And again, the death card, you're flipping to another great chapter. Okay, this chapter is going to be 2025, depending on how quickly you move through these obstacles and issues. 2025 is going to be pretty incredible for you. Then we show the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. You're firing more on a spiritual level, right? You are looking inward and not so much for external validation. You're looking inward. What makes you happy? You're tapping in to your spirit guides. You're listening to your intuition. And when you clear the rubble, when you clear what weighs you, your intuition could be absolutely incredible. Okay, and it can fire on so many great cylinders. All right. The more you clear yourself from the things that no longer serve you, the better you are connected, all right, to your spirit guides and your internal compass. And the Two of Cups. For some of you, this is going to be another relationship. Another relationship in a new chapter that's very different from what you came out of, because you're looking for red flags. You're making sure not to get in too deep before you get all the details, okay, of this person. You're making smarter choices. And also, if you're choosing to go at this again as far as dating is concerned, you're still making time for yourself. You're not making this person your everything, right? And this is you're just going to flow so beautifully, my beautiful Aries friends. I mean, it's pretty incredible, the energy. Like I can just feel the year, okay, as weights are lifted, as you're seeing like light bulb moments, you're making changes, right? And these changes are not easy by any means. It's not like snap of the finger and you're going to be great. You're going to go, like I said, through some back and forth here with some trial and tribulation. Should I leave that career? It's stable. I know the job. I'm somewhat comfortable there, even though I'm miserable. Same with the relationship, right? But you're going to make that final decision for yourself. And it's great that we received two cards in alignment with each other about you moving on. All right? Okay, my beautiful Aries friends, we are going to draw one final card. It's the Spirit Animal Oracle card. All right? And it's going to tie in your year alongside that death card. I will say there's nothing more beautiful than a year laid out like this, because so many of us will continue year after year kind of letting individuals take advantage of us, employers take advantage of us, just not being happy, right? And you're one of the very few signs that I've seen so far that you're putting your foot down and you're making it happen. So I can't tell you how happy I am for you. Let's see what we've got as a final card. Buffalo, abundance. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. You will always have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. Abundance is absolutely headed your way, my Aries friends. It was wonderful doing this reading for you, and I'll see you soon.